What do you think was one of your biggest mistakes? I can think of one, for example.
Okay. I'm thinking really hard.
2014, the introduction of the brand new EFI for Ural motorcycles.
Okay, what about it?
Do you consider that something you would have done differently now?
I knew you were going to ask this question, so I have an answer.
Okay.
Prepared, pre-recorded.
Okay.
There is a saying that good decisions come with experience, and experience come with bad decisions. Okay?
I've heard something similar, yes.
It was a mistake, but we had to do it. We had to make it.
Or we wouldn't be selling bikes today if we didn't.
Probably, yes. I wasn't fatal. Fatal? How do you say it? Fatal mistake. First off, it wasn't a fatal mistake. And second, we had no experience with EFI. When we saw the offering from Electrojet, the things which attracted us is first, low cost of development. The parts were expensive, but cost of development that they offered was low. Minimal changes to the motor.
Which was key at the time.
Which was important, yes. And third, Electrojet was a small company. We liked engineers. We kind of confident that in engineers. What we didn't know at that time and failed to understand research is that the technology which is the base of their system is not precise, basically. Not precise enough for our engines. This is what we didn't know.
Yeah.
And another thing, what I really totally did not expect is that the quality of parts which supplied by American supplier can be that bad. On a good side, we built a system which let us pass Year of War certification standards, which we didn't have before we started working with Electrojet.
Yeah.
We went away from carbureted engines, which we had to do. It was like...
I remember that time. There was years leading up to it. If we didn't meet those standards, we were not going to be selling motorcycles in parts of the world, certain parts of the world.
And if it wasn't Electrojet, then we would not come up with Generation 2. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It was an important experience which we gained, and we will just not make these mistakes again, I hope.
I wouldn't be fair if I didn't ask you then, what do you think is one of your biggest accomplishments with the company?
Wow. So when I became the head of the company celebrated 6 years. So we celebrated it in a big hall with hundreds of people who worked at the factory or used to work, veterans. It was 2001, and all I had to say is that we started heating up the production buildings and we're going to restart the production. It was the only good news I could deliver. So next year we're going to celebrate 8 years anniversary. The factory is still there. So this is my accomplishment. And this company had to die. And it didn't. It's not just my accomplishment, of course. It's a whole team. I'm very proud for myself and for the team.
Ignoring my script then for a minute.
Okay.
I gotta ask, like, you're not a motorcycle guy.
I'm not.
What keeps driving you to keep this brand alive?
We need to talk about it. I do not ride motorcycle. I don't.
I know.
I'm not going to. Sorry. My experiences with motorcycles are very limited. The first one happened when I was 12 years old. My friend suggested me to ride a moped with him. So I was riding behind him on a rear fender. So he hit the first bump and I fell on my ass. So my experience with motorcycles is very, very painful. I decided that it's not my thing. By the way, I got my license when I was 40 years old.
Your automobile license?
Car license.
So that was here in the United States?
Yeah, I didn't know how to drive a car before I was 40. My next experience with something less than 3 wheels, that's 4 wheels, was a snowmobile, and I almost killed my wife. I got her in an accident. After that, I told myself, anything with less than 4 wheels
It's not for you.
is not for me. Okay? This is one side. Do you think CEO of Boeing can fly the airplanes Boeing is building?
I'd never even thought about it, actually.
I highly doubt that he has a license to fly a big, 747 Boeing. Really. The company is still building pretty good airplanes, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there is something more important than the knowledge of a product. Like,
Which gets to my core point. Do you know what that is?
I just can't stop.
Are you saying it's your personality, or are you saying it's a sense of pride in what the factory was or is?
When I do something, I think of it in a very, very long perspective. I understand that the really good things, they cannot be made quickly. You need to work very hard. I want me and people who work for Ural build one of the greatest companies, and I really don't care how long it will take. This what motivates me. I think people who work for Ural. I think I already told you about this, but I'll tell you again. So when I work as a management consultant, I read a book about restructuring of Xerox. Fat book.
Okay.
By president and CEO. And you're reading through this 500 pages. And we did this, and we did that, and we did this, and we did that. And at the end of this book, you...
Wait, what company is this?
Xerox.
Xerox. Okay.
Whatever. And at the end of this book, you realize that this book is about 20 years period. It changes they made us so small. It just blew my mind. Yeah, I thought, I'm not going to work in anything remotely similar to Xerox. But now I'm working in the company which is changing every day, every hour, every minute. We do something different, okay, and new and better. I don't know how long it will take for Ural to become the greatest brand in the world. 20 years, 50 years, 100 years, I don't know. The most important thing is that you never stop. Most of the people who work in the company, they don't want to do things same way as they did yesterday. Even with very, very limited resources, with almost no resources, you still can make changes. And this is what we do.